Greetings, everyone, on the Sci-Fiction awesomeness. My name is Owen Cotter. If you're listening to this, it's episode 74 for Sci-Fiction Radio. Hope everybody's having a beautiful night. We're going to be doing a lot of cool stuff. We're going to be bringing on my good pal Frank Reed here shortly to talk about all kind of sci-fi and video game goodies, so stay tuned. For people joining us, we will be coming to you from two separate events. One will be called Yellow City Comic Con, which will be in Amarillo, Texas this coming weekend. And the next one after that, April 26th to the 28th, will be an event called Level Up. Here's Level Up. Level Up is an amazing event. Expects usually attendees of about 100,000 attendees or more. It's going to be in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Let's watch a little bit of their trailer here. It looks amazing. It's amazing. You get the idea of that. It's going to be an amazing event. Speaking of video games and awesomeness, here is the one, the only Frank Reed. Frank, can you hear us?
What is up, my friends?
How's
How
it going,
are you?
Frank? How's it going, my friend?
Man, just playing a little bit of Breath of the Wild. Still trying to explore every corner of this game I possibly can.
Can't beat that. Can't beat
Love it,
that.
man. Still haven't touched Tears of the Kingdom yet. I'm still
It's
waiting.
all good. You got to get through
And
all
I
the
got, I
Zelda
got it on
games.
release day. I mean, for whatever it's worth, but
Yeah.
So
What's going on in your world? You've got a lot of games and things we had talked about before the show and earlier on. So you've been kind of going through and everything.
We do. There's a few that really caught my eye that I'm kind of looking forward to. This wonderful month of May. It's getting close to summer. People, especially here in the South, we're going to be looking to stay in during the dog days. Probably find some good video games, good movies to watch. So I got a few here that are on my watch list personally that I'm interested in. One of which is it's called Europa.
Europa.
It's similar graphics, similar to Breath of the Wild. It's kind of like an anime cartoon, kind of Ghost in the Shell type look. They are basically you're an android. You're looking for like the last human that exists, and I don't know. I just thought it was kind of cool.
Looks very cool.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of if you like Tears of the Kingdom, if you like Breath of the Wild, it's kind of I guess a different take on that type of genre. I'm sure there's plenty of puzzles and things to figure out. Kind of has that feel and look to it. It just kind of caught my eye.
That looks gorgeous.
Yep.
What are the ones we got? Oh, this looks really cool. It's kind of like got that Zelda vibe to it as well.
Yeah, it's it's one of those games. If you want to do it, you can probably do it in this game. Fly around, build things, create. It's just a wonderful fantasy game.
This looks amazing. You got some other ones on the grid you had mentioned before too. What other ones we got?
Yeah. So Microsoft, what they're kind of finding out is, if they really want to make it, trying to take over a platform, or a whole game series like they try to do with Call of Duty and whatnot, is not exactly the way to go. The Xbox has had some success, but nowhere near what the PlayStation platform has had, or even the Switch, I would say. I mean, just the versatility of the Switch is just untouchable to me compared to the Xbox. I've owned all of them and still have the Switch, and which I'm playing now. But what Microsoft has found is take some of their PC games, some of their games that they would only put, on their platforms, only on Windows, and start putting them on all the platforms.
Sure.
So this one here is called Sea of Thieves. It's on PS5. They're going to have it on PS5. It is a Microsoft game originally. It's kind of evolved into like a pirate adventure game. It's kind of a little bit more of a G-rated version, PG-rated version of Pirates of the Caribbean. I guess you'd say it's more of a cartoon version.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, the stuff I saw. I mean, there was like ships that were able to actually operate underwater, like under full sail. and come up under other ships and attack them. I mean, it just
So
seems
it's kind
pretty
of
neat.
like Pirates of the Caribbean, like you said. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a cartoon version, of Pirates of the Caribbean. Which would take somebody, Microsoft, somebody like that to pull that off.
Hmm.
Um, so that's, to my knowledge, that's what they're kind of figuring out, is they better start releasing stuff for everybody. Um, so yeah, it lets you control different pirates, different pirate ships. Obviously, operate them, conduct
Right.
war, things like that. I'm not super sure of everything. I haven't played any demos of it yet. Something I definitely want to check out. I mean,
I think they
once it
got
hits,
an audio book and a soundtrack too from the trailer.
yeah. Well, once it hits the PlayStation Store, I plan on picking it up. I
That's
mean, it looks like it'd
exciting.
be a blast.
It's really cool looking. I like the design of the animation for the characters in the game in general. It looks really cool.
Yeah,
What other ones we
there's
got?
a lot of games are picking that up now. I mean, it's fun. I mean, it's cartoony, but they can still make it as adult as they want.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
It just looks cool.
Yep, for sure. What other ones we got
Um,
on the digital
So
grid?
we've got another game that caught my eye just recently, and I hadn't really seen much on it over the past couple of months, as I have more or less the past week or a couple of weeks. It just really caught my eye. It's a studio, 11-bit studios,
Okay.
running off the Unreal Engine 4,
Hmm.
um, which I've never really seen anything about 11-bit studios, and forgive me if they've made some kind of spectacular game I should be aware of, but I haven't really seen much from them before. But this game looks incredible. It's called Indica. It's INDIKA. It is based in like an alternate reality Russia, where
Okay.
there's religion against evil,
Oh, wow.
people against religion, that kind of deal. You play as a nun. She is um, just kind of an ordinary nun. She prays, does her due diligence and all of
There
her
she is, right there.
chores and everything like that. You go through her days. Um, and basically you're going to have views of religions and things like that clashing back during this alternate reality of Russia. I
Hmm.
want to say it was during the 14th, 15th century
Oh,
somewhere. When I saw in the trailer, one of the trailers kind of alluded to the time period.
hmm.
Uh, I
Oh,
could be wrong, but it was somewhere pretty far back.
hmm. Trailer
Maybe
looks
it's
trippy as
more
I
like
get. That looks awesome.
16th century,
Oh,
17th century. I don't know, but yeah, it's pretty neat looking,
it is.
and it's running off the Unreal Engine 4, which I'm a huge fan of anything with the Unreal Engine. I'm mesmerized by it. I mean, the lighting and the
Very
graphics.
realistic.
Oh man, nothing compares to it. But it just seems like a really cool game. You don't see many games that are
No.
based on religion or anything, especially like playing as a nun that turns into like a
Kind of
bat.
right.
I mean, it's just really caught my eye. Something interesting and different. It's obviously it's a third person type adventure game,
Right.
but there's I can't think of any other ones where, like I said, you play as a nun, you're dealing with religion type stuff, things like that. I mean, it's
Mm.
more like I guess a more realistic version of Diablo. I guess
Well, it's like a
the only other thing I could think
third
of where you
person.
fight evil and devils and things like that.
Right. This is a third person story driven game. So it's third person.
Yes.
It's
Yep.
interesting. They go
Yeah,
to,
it's gonna have a lot of puzzles in it too.
oh, very cool.
Yep, gonna be a lot of puzzles.
That's super cool.
That really caught my eye. Something kind of neat.
Indie.
And as you know, and all the viewers know, I'm a huge fan of zombie games.
Mhm.
Call of Duties, their zombies. They've got some updates coming out. They haven't released them yet. There'll be some more stuff in the dark ether. So if you're into that, just keep playing, keep grinding away, getting the skins, get the weapon upgrades, everything like that.
All the goodies.
Yeah, get all the goodies. Unless you just want to buy them and skip the battle pass and all that kind of stuff. But
Gotta
yeah,
get
so
those
they
in-app
got
purchases.
they got a few more beasts coming out in that, a few more enemies, different things. The big game that I'm still focused on this year is Killing Floor 3,
Mm.
which it's an Unreal Engine based game.
Mhm.
It is should still be on target to release at some point mid this year, maybe later this year even.
Yep.
They keep releasing little trailers here and there. It's
I guess
multi-platform.
the official
Um,
Sis reveal trailer was released about a week ago. Looks like here.
yeah, they're trickling stuff out for it. It's pretty incredible. I mean, look at that.
Golly,
Absolutely terrifying.
looks like terrifying to the max.
Yeah, so what I wanted to do is talk about the history of I'm talking about Killing Floor all the time, and
Yeah.
this is the third one. So this goes back almost 15 years.
Yeah.
Tripwire Interactive is who makes it, running off the Unreal Engine. It's multi-platform. Killing Floor 2 or Killing Floor 1 were not cross-platform.
Mm-hmm.
The new Killing Floor 3, which is very important. I've got friends that are on PC. I've
Mm-hmm.
got this game on PC and on my PS5. So it
Okay.
is actually going to be cross-platform where you can play it
Very
against your buddies. If you're on PS5 and they're on PC, you can play them. So that's going to be something cool that they're going
pretty
to change up with
cool.
the third one. But yeah, so what I wanted to do leading up to the release of the game for everybody, I thought this might be something kind of fun. What I'll do is each episode that I come on here, give you guys updates. I will tell you a little bit about the history of Killing Floor,
Yeah.
and will be leading up to the release of it. So originally, there's a company, biotech company called Horzine, Horzine,
Mm-hmm.
based in London. They had an outbreak in their lab, of course, which, most of that stuff kind of
How
starts.
zombies happen, right?
The whole city fell, and as you play through the game, you're actually you don't find out till later on, but you're actually a guy named Private Schneider,
Mm.
who somehow survives through all this stuff. You are going through the city of London. You find out that not only is the government involved with this Horzine lab
Mm-hmm.
and the experiments they're trying to create biological weapons and biotech for combat purposes and things like that. And of course, it got out. They were injecting it with all kind of muscle growth hormones and steroids and into these creatures to give them crazy amounts of strength. One of them, which is actually called a flesh pound,
Mm-hmm.
breaks out during one of these hormone therapy
Zombie
type.
apocalypse breakouts.
Yeah, and this one flesh pound, which these things now, you take my wrist here and up and put spikes on it, out
Go on.
rows of spikes, and they spin. So that's why it's called a flesh pounder. These things spin these spikes and run at you in the game, and you've got to try to fight them off. And they're massive. They're like 500 pounds, 600 pounds, just solid muscle, gigantic zombie, creations. That they're really not fun. Now you also have Killing Floor 2. You have a king flesh pound, which
King
is
sounds like the top dog right there. Though.
it's one of the bosses actually up there with the Dr. Hans.
Dr.
Yeah,
Hans.
up there with Dr. Hans. Yeah, and the big bloat that you have to
Mhm.
fight. So yeah, that's some of the enemies that are in there, but there's smaller flesh pounds too. That's what broke out originally in the lab.
Mhm.
Thing had superhuman strength, killed everyone on the biotech floor. It eventually got out. So there's a clone in this first one, first Killing Floor. It's a Sergeant David Masterson. He was created by Horzine to try to fight the resistance. It's the EDRF, which is what you're part of, and they're trying to just stop this whole lab, this whole breakout, and the the Horzine. There's evil people behind it that want to see it happen.
It's kind of like
And
sounds a little bit like Resident Evil, a little bit, kind of.
doesn't it? Doesn't it? Very,
Yep.
very similar to Umbrella Corporation.
Yep.
Very similar. And I like both of them. I think they're both awesome. I mean,
Mhm.
Resident Evil's fantastic. I saw they just Resident Evil. I think I sent it to you the other day. They have a bourbon out now or
Yep.
something.
The new bourbon.
Raccoon City. Got to check that out as soon as I
We
can.
can find that real quick.
Add that to my shelf back here. So you're not only dealing with the clones, but the specimens get out.
Mhm.
And so that's as you're playing through Killing Floor 1. So there's a Killing Floor mod, which shows some cut scenes of the scientists that are injecting the flesh pound or whatever. That's when it gets out.
Right.
So what happens? There's called the Disco Death March Massacre,
Mm-hmm.
which was a setup. It was held in an asylum. It was rave style. An abandoned asylum is DJ Colo, DJ Capture, DJ Tron, Level 8, and DJ Scully. These are the DJs that are in the game that they use. And so Flesh Pound comes in, kills everyone. DJ Scully is apparently ex-military, right?
Mm-hmm.
He went AWOL in the military. He got out. he was the only person to survive the entire attack of the flesh pound.
Wow.
Everyone else got shredded by the meat mincers that they come with. So no one else got
Official,
out.
official Resident Evil, Cucalera Picante X Resident Evil Death Island Bourbon. There it is.
Yep,
It's amazing. Looks like some solid good stuff there.
true that.
Drink responsibly.
Yeah,
I'll
it'll wake the dead, right?
wake it up big time.
Feeling a little down, it might pick you up.
Sure.
So yeah, you're at this rave happens. Everyone dies. DJ Scully escapes. He's a character
Mhm.
in the game. Being ex-military, there's probably some guns laying around, so he finds his way out.
Mhm.
So the government is trying to cover up the whole thing from the outbreak, and so I'll leave you guys at that, and
Okay.
I'll probably do two more parts of the history of Killing Floor leading up to the release. So
I look forward to that for
yeah,
sure.
that's what I've got on games right now. You have any questions, anything?
That sounds amazing. I like what you had to bring up on those games. It's all you got some TV shows and stuff too, right? Movies as well.
Yeah. So I've kind of interested in some movies coming out this month.
Mm-hmm.
There's some pretty cool stuff. I know
Awesome.
that the original Planet of the Apes was back in '68.
Yep.
They've got I don't know how many versions, renditions of it now, and
A lot.
variations. But now we've got Planet of the Apes, which is this one that's coming out in May. Is actually going to be like a concept of de-evolution.
Mhm.
Humans are de-evolving. The apes are becoming the dominant species. This woman here, her character, she's actually extremely smart for a human.
Mhm.
So they're very interested in her. The chimps and the gorillas fight back and forth with each other. The chimps are
Yep.
apparently the heroes in this, so they rescue the girl, and then obviously the silverbacks catch them. That side of the apes catch them and tries to punish them, kill them, and they escape. So it's this constant, hero rescue story. I think it's going to be a feel good movie. I
Yeah.
think it's going to have a good ending.
Takes place
Everybody's
like 300 years after the last one, right? Correct.
yeah,
Yeah.
somewhere in there. Yeah, it's like 250, 300 years later, I think.
That
I think it's
trailer
going to be a feel good movie for Planet of the Apes. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff in there, and
for sure.
I think the heroes are going to prevail. So hopefully, humans will prevail.
Yeah.
Go
Oh,
humans!
it looks great. There's your king ape there, the big king guy there.
Yep. Yeah, it seemed like the Silverbacks they were the antagonists in this movie. Just from the previews that I've seen, there's a couple of previews out. I guess about 6-7 minutes worth of
Yeah.
previews.
I think they just launched one new little hero clip today or yesterday, I believe. It's on YouTube. I believe they just dropped it. But they all getting chased there by the apes. They're getting rounded up. It's pretty cool. That looks great. What other films you got on the list there that you've been looking at?
I've got Kong and Zilla, the New Empire.
Okay. Oh yeah, I saw that one. That was amazing.
Trailer looks phenomenal, action
You seen
packed.
it?
Yes, looks
Oh, it's
action
amazing.
packed.
It's action packed to the max.
Yeah, so Godzilla and King Kong team up in this.
Mhm.
There's a new enemy. So what happens is this is a legendary films, which if
Monarch universe.
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely unbelievable movies,
Mhm.
especially in the action world
Mhm.
in sci-fi as well. So there's a signal basically that goes out throughout the entire world, the planet. It comes from an unknown location. The Titans, which the Titans are classified as Godzilla and King Kong. That's what they're
Yeah.
labeled as. They can actually pick up these signals.
Mhm.
And so they know that it's something bad, it's something new that's coming.
Right.
They don't know what it is, but then there's places opening up on the Earth. Looks like it leads to like the core, the crust, and it looks like that's where the enemies are at. So they go down there. They discover that it's a call to war.
Mm-hmm.
So they have this new enemy to fight that's powerful. Enemy is obviously wanting to kill humanity. Godzilla and King Kong team together to fight this evil that wants to kill humanity, and humans obviously work with them as well. So it looks action packed. I mean, put Godzilla and King Kong together. I mean, I really don't think you can go wrong.
Can't beat that, right?
No, no, I'm in, man. Month of May looks good as far as that. I mean, shoot, these are some fantastic movies coming out. We haven't even got into summer yet. You know, I can imagine like
Right.
July, some of the blockbusters maybe coming out by then. But these are some good looking movies for May.
For sure, for sure. What other ones you got in the list?
You were telling me I was interested in this. I'm familiar with the game series, not films, but you said there's a Fallout series now that's
Oh
going
yeah,
to
we actually
Prime or Netflix. Is that right?
got a first look screeners at the entire series before it came out, and we have the
Okay,
entire Fallout show review here with limited spoilers. It goes over the breakdown of the show, the character of Lucy, played by Elle Purnell, the character of the Ghoul, Cooper Howard. He's in there as well. You've got also the Brotherhood of Steel. His character, the main one of the main guys who's in there's one of the members of the Brotherhood of Steel. It's an amazing. Also got the guy that played the original Paul Atreides in the 1980s Dune. Is the father of the main character Lucy in the show.
very cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
and episode
Okay,
one kind of sets that up. She has to go outside the vault to look for her dad. We're just gonna leave it at that.
okay. I'm gonna
That's
have
the
to check it
series.
out. How many episodes are there now?
I'm on episode four. I'm not exactly sure how many they have. Maybe
Okay,
8 or 9 or 10, something like maybe 12. But it's an
man.
amazing show so far since I watched it.
Yeah, as you know, I've been following the Halo series on Paramount. I'm gonna be dropping off some more articles as I go through those
Yeah, a
episodes.
show review on that would be great. Yeah, that's gonna be
Yeah,
amazing.
those will be on the website too. If you guys want to catch up and read up on the Halo series,
For sure. And,
and I'll be giving some updates too on the Expanse game.
the
Um,
Telltales. Yeah, it's a great game series. Yeah.
yeah, Telltales is unbelievable. I love that game a lot. I haven't had much time lately to play it too much. I've just had a lot of things going on, unfortunately, but things calming down a bit. I'm able to get back more into gaming. That's why I'm getting a little bit in tonight, and I'll have to get some in more this week as well. So
Here's some of the Telltale Games series, the official Archangel bonus episode reveal they did at Comic Con this past year. But it's an amazing series. If you're a fan of The
what?
Expanse, you definitely need to check out the Telltale Games. A lot of the
Yeah.
original actors portray their characters in video game version of them.
Yep,
Pretty,
the graphics are cool. The gameplay is a lot of fun. The amount of detail in it, it's incredible. I mean, for 20 bucks in the PlayStation Store, you can't beat it.
can't beat that. Absolutely amazing.
I mean, I've probably got 6 7 hours in it, and I'm maybe a quarter done. So I mean, you're looking at maybe 25 30 hours of gameplay for 20 bucks. I mean, come on.
For sure. People that may not know this, I don't know if you know this, this year is the 25th anniversary of The Matrix. And we have a brilliantly beautiful breakdown article going over the history and the franchise and the movie by our good writer Dominic Riley. Here's the article here. It goes over like the character of Neo and at first use. So it's called the bullet time effect, where they slow him down and he moves in slow motion. The machines, all the good. There's
It's
Cipher.
how many games and things adapted that
I
afterward.
know, right?
I mean, Max Payne, that was the first
Yep.
one I can remember of. He had the bullet time.
Yep.
You pop the thing and slow down. I mean, and heck, even at Dread, I think they had that stuff. What was that stuff
Oh
called?
yeah,
Not slow mo. What was that stuff called?
slow
Was
mo.
it
That
slow?
was the drug slow
Yeah,
mo.
yeah, yeah. I mean, so many movies that adopted that same theme.
That film was in 3D too. They made it in 3D, so you watch
Yeah,
slow mo in the theater is pretty awesome.
yeah, that was wild, especially when the end where she gets thrown off the balcony and the
Well, there's
fire
that, and then
goes
there's
on the
the
top of.
part when what's the lady with the slow mo low like bad guy lady? She skins these two dudes that basically did didn't do their job, drugs them up on slow mo, skins them, and throws them off a 100 something story building. God,
Yeah, they weren't even like
wow,
awake.
yeah,
They were awake and alive. They were just
yeah,
in such a
that
slow
is
state they couldn't.
wow, man.
Yeah, yeah, brutal,
Yeah.
brutal stuff. Let's see. You got anything else on the Fallout series, or is that
Oh yeah, we got some other stuff on. I was gonna mention
okay?
this little tidbit. Let me get to it here right quick. It's actually more or less been confirmed that the Fallout series will be renewed for a season two. Because
Okay,
they got a big, let's see, read this here, a big tax incentive or something like that here. Yeah,
There's plenty of content.
they got a $25 million tax credit to relocate from New York State to Los Angeles and film. So it's quite a bit of money. So I'm sure they'll do a second season for sure. And it's an
Oh,
amazing.
absolutely.
Have to check that show out if you haven't.
Yeah, there's plenty of content from the games, man. It's just
We
you add
also
on.
got a brand new, yeah, for sure. It's like tons of games. We've also got an amazing article, interesting article that is done by our new writer, Mikhail Smith. It's called Why Star Wars Might Be Better as a Television Franchise. Super fascinating article, too. Breaks it down into the big screen projects, the TV franchise, and the conclusion. Check that article out on the site as well. Just posted that the other day. And got our exclusive interview with Jake Stormoen from Mythica and the Outpost from our last event we did, the one before last. And we've got so much content we're reporting over to our YouTube channel. If you haven't followed our YouTube channel, follow us right down here at SciFiction Official. No lowercases, I mean, no dashes, underscores. Again, it is at, let's see what it comes up here, at SciFiction Official. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this episode 74 on Sci-Fiction Radio, that's Sci-Fiction Official on YouTube. So there you go. And you're going
Yeah.
ahead, what you're saying?
So I've got a few things I've been watching.
Mhm.
It's a little bit out of the sci-fi realm. It's still within
What you get?
the realm of some pretty cool stuff.
Mhm.
If you're into geeky things like us, I've been watching some animes. Been watching.
Okay.
I picked up. These are incredible movies. Picked up both Ghost of the Shell, the original
Oh,
one, two.
nice. HD too. Wow.
Yeah, in Ultra 4K.
Oh, wow.
Let me tell you, it looks amazing. I've watched both of those. If you haven't familiarized yourself with them, it's one of the older animes. Back
Mars
like
says Fallout is a
when
good show so far.
when Akira, like Akira came out, things like
Mhm.
that. This is one of the other
Akira was amazing too. You got
yeah.
the
So this is one of the
motorcycle.
other animes that kind of kicked off the whole thing.
Mhm.
It's a very adult, very satirical. It's gritty. I mean,
Mhm.
it's like a good action movie put into a cartoon. I mean,
Sure.
it is nothing childish, even though it is a cartoon. I will tell you
Not at
that.
all.
So what I else that I picked up at the last expo that you and I went to over in Biloxi, met a gentleman there that had a really awesome booth with a lot of older animes and stuff.
Oh
I
yeah, he
ended up
had some really cool
uh,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, I ended up getting the standalone
Oh
complexes.
wow, that's the actual
So
Japanese ones. It looks like.
yeah, these are the it's 52 episodes.
Hmm.
So each one of these is like 4 discs or so.
Each one
And
has
yeah,
52, or each one has like so.
each
Oh
each one
wow,
has 26,
wow.
26 episodes.
That's the Blu-ray edition of
Ghost
the
of the Shell.
original.
Yep,
Nice.
the Ghost of the Shell, which comes after these two. And
Mhm.
then now this takes place before the actual the live action movie that they did back in
Okay.
like 16 or 17 with Scarlett
Mhm.
Johansson. So
That was a
these are
good movie
before
too. I
that.
like that movie. It was
So
good.
these two, then these, and then there's another series, and then there's the Scarlett Johansson movie.
Oh wow. Do you have the
It's
other
in
series
order.
after that, or?
Well, when I finish these, I was planning on getting some more. So I've got so many things going that I'm
I
trying to
love
keep
Ghost of
up
the
with.
Shell. I want to
With
get. Do they make a Cure on Blu-ray HD or something like that?
you,
Because that's a
I'm
good
not
show.
sure. I'm not sure if
As
it's going to be
well.
like in Blu-ray or the 4K Ultra or anything.
Blu-ray
I
would be
want
good
to say
too.
that maybe it's on Blu-ray. I've seen it on Amazon. I had never picked it up. I should have. I just man, I've got so many things going with the games and trying to keep up with everything as it is that I'm buying things as I go to finish one and get the one that comes out next.
Right.
So
Speaking of anime, have you seen the Battleship Yamato that they did? That was the live action.
yeah, it's based on the
Yep.
World of Warships.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
live. They have a live action battleship based off the old anime, but the live action. I think they did it in 2005. I believe they did this amazing. That's not the live action one. There's two of them. There's the anime one and there's the live action one. They did a live action version. Here it is, the 2010 movie of Battleship Yamato, This is a live action film, and it looks gorgeous. It's got the battleship and everything. It's got like here's some of the trailer, or some of the movie. It's on YouTube, several versions, but it's got the high definition 1080p's on YouTube, and they have all like so like there's the admiral guy. It looks just like the one from the original anime. Originally, it's called Star Blazers, but it's called Space Battleship Yamato. But yeah,
Okay.
it's an absolutely amazing anime. If you've not checked out Star Blazers or Space Battleship Yamato, highly recommend it. There's actually a really nice group on Facebook that you could join about Space Battleship Yamato as well. So if you like to check that out, I highly recommend checking out that movie on YouTube as well. It's an amazing film. It was done about 14 years ago, but holds up really well. It looks just like the anime, but live action.
You have to check it out. That definitely looks like something good. I think everybody would enjoy it.
Really good, yeah.
So the other thing that I've been doing, but I'm a huge car fan,
Yeah.
huge car nut. More cars than I have sense. I've had a Nissan 240, an S13, an 89. It is a slick top coupe I've had
Mhm.
for about 12, 13 years now.
Nice.
It's on its second engine. It has a red top SR in it.
Mhm.
Um, teen coilovers, big brake kit, anything you can about think of has been done to this car as far performance and just as far as fun and drivability. It's been done to the car. It's a lot of fun. Actually, the steering wheel for it sitting back there. It's all Sparco seat, Sparco steering wheel, Sparco harnesses, everything in the car. One of the things that well,
Mhm.
I mean, I wanted one of those back in high school, and I didn't never get one. So I got one later on when I could afford it.
Right.
Um, it's just, I've been in the car scene, street race scene.
Fast and the Furious with Dom and all those guys.
Yeah, but before, I will tell you, before that came out, I was in that scene. I just turned 40. So that movie came
40 on
out.
May 11th. I hear you on that, man.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're right there, right.
Big
Within I think
four,
we're about 60 days
Devo.
apart or so. Yeah. Yeah, or 45, 50, something. I think we figured it out one time. We were pretty close, like a month or
80
two days.
years of experience together between both of us.
Yeah, I know all this knowledge, right?
Right.
Yeah, but yeah. So I was involved in that before they had all these companies that made aftermarket parts.
Right.
When Fast and the Furious came out, you had all these aftermarket parts. You had Greddy, HKS, Sparco, Momo, AEM, IBOC, just all these companies, Tanabe, these
Because
JDM
everybody wanted to
exhaust
soup these
parts.
cars up and modify
Yeah,
them.
people wanted to take their Civic LX and turn it into a 400 horsepower,
Right.
street racing machine, and so there was ways to do that then. But prior to that, we would go to Lowe's and Home Depot. We would get dryer ducts, PVC pipe, things like
Mm.
that, and rig up our own cold air intakes
Yeah.
because they didn't make them.
No.
There was no companies that made them.
To customize all
Um,
that and put it all together.
yeah, and so what brought the JDM scene? When I say JDM, I say the Japanese domestic market or the Japanese cars that were, like the Nissan 240s back in the late 80s, early 90s, your Supras, your RX-7s, your Evos, your all that stuff that people absolutely love. Your 3000 GTs, Eclipse GSTs, GSXs.
Those are the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift cars.
Yeah, yeah. So before these companies and all that this stuff was around here in the U.S., there were people racing them in the mountains and stuff in
Yeah.
Japan. That they had really short gear ratios. They were, short spool turbos, smaller turbos. They spool really quick, accelerate real quick, short gears.
But it's real
They were
drifting and racing. That's all real out there. That's what people like.
yes,
It was way before the
yes.
movies. And people realize, of course.
Yes, and those cars over there, our cars came with open differentials,
Mm-hmm.
which makes it kind of hard to drift. Their cars over there came with limited slip
Great
differentials.
for drifting out there.
The S13 is a perfect example. The S13 over there came with a 2-liter turbo engine, the SR20 DET.
Wasn't that in the movie too? Right? There was an S13 in there, I believe, wasn't there?
I think there may have been a 240 or two in
240.
Fast and Furious. They were talking about the front engine, front wheel drive version that was in a front wheel drive car in Japan. They were talking about putting those in Civics or something. It just, I'm not sure what
It's a
the whole
movie,
thing.
people.
Yeah, yeah, it's a movie. That's what they're looking for, Spoon engines and whatnot. And Spoon was a company over in Japan that modified Civics. Uh,
Civics.
the engines are probably $20,000 a piece to get one from
Honda
them.
Civic, $20,000 piece of equipment there.
Right. You know, I want my 10-second car, right? but but yeah. So these cars were real popular. I mean, they were on people's walls that you know they knew what a
Right.
300ZX is, they knew what a 240SX is, things like that. So there's Japanese versions. We didn't get here. So these DVDs I'm about to show you, they're based off of these
Hmm.
JDM versions. Now they're the Toyota. So I will tell you this: it's initial D. It is based off of
Oh,
the
nice. So is
Toyota.
it like some Blu-rays or DVDs?
These are DVDs, and then I've got the
Oh,
theatricals.
wow.
There's the three movies.
And those aren't easy to find any. You don't see much initial D stuff. We haven't, at least a couple.
No, the stage four is hard to find.
Yeah.
I did find it. I just haven't gotten it yet. 'Cause I haven't made it through these. But the Toyota, the Hachi, the A86, it's a
Mhm.
Corolla. It's an 85. They were
Mm,
rear wheel drive. You could get the ones prior, the 85, the A85, I believe, was a single overhead cam.
mhm.
Uh, not as good at performing, but the platform was there for the car. The front engine rear wheel drive was there, but just not the drivetrain that it needed. And then the A86 came out. It was dual overhead cam, and very quick. It was one of the most well balanced off the showroom drift cars that anybody could ever buy.
I know
And so
that.
these things were just, they were tearing the mountains up with them. And
These are the ones they would race up in Japan in the mountains.
yes. So this is actually based in Akina.
Mm,
So your head character is his name's Takumi. He works at his dad's tofu shop. His
nice.
dad is like a kind of a legendary racer behind the
Mm,
scene. You don't see anything of him racing, but
mm.
the older racers around the mountain and the island, they know,
The
who his dad
legend.
is. Yeah, they all know each other. So he works there. There's some, of course, romantic interest in it. He's in finishing high school or whatever their higher education is over in
Right.
Japan. He's finishing that, and he's got a romantic interest. He's got friends. He's got a job, and
Mm,
goes through the whole spiel of it. He's kind of a in the closet racer, but he's like one of the best drivers
mm,
on the mountain, and nobody knows it. The reason being is he actually works for his dad's tofu shop. So early in the morning,
mm.
when there's no traffic, he actually travels these mountain roads in this A86,
Okay.
and he delivers the tofu. So the faster he gets done, the faster he can go about his day.
That's awesome.
So consequently, he gets faster and faster going up and down these mountains, and figures out that the car is just, it's a monster as far as a drift car
Right.
from the factory like that. So there's this, and I think it's Fujiwara Tofu. I think it's Fujiwara. I think
Mm,
is the name of the tofu shop. So it's got the stickers plastered on the side of it for the tofu shop. So imagine like over here a Pizza Hut car that
yeah,
races and kicks everybody's butt. So that's
that's
basically
cool.
what you have here is a tofu car with this driver that's back in the day used to be a big racer and knows his stuff. His son, he doesn't really teach much about it, but he just picks it up,
Mm,
and he becomes a fast driver because he wants to hurry up and deliver the tofu and get done for the day so he can go have fun.
that's awesome. Where did you find those DVDs and Blu? Where'd you get those ones at?
So I found these two. They were the same guy that had the Ghost in the Shell
Okay.
DVDs
It was
that
Coast
expo
Conduct.
we're at in Biloxi. Well, it's cool. The guy he knows like all the DVDs and stuff, and he was like, man, he's like, he's like, you're a car guy, aren't you? And I was like, absolutely. He's like, only car people buy initial D's. Like, I never sell them to like just anime people, and I'm
Right.
like, that's kind of a pretty like, I mean, it's a legit car guy. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, the cars in there are real,
Right.
you know. The modifications are real. The driving styles are real. The double clutching and heel toe braking and accelerating techniques, all that stuff are real driving techniques. All the physics and stuff they talk about are very real. So from a car nut standpoint, it's awesome. And you have tons of episodes. So
Cool.
so yeah, so they basically they go up and he goes up and down this mountain. Well, there's other they're little like race clans or whatever. So you have like the Red Suns. You have I can't remember the name of all of them, but different groups that are on from different areas. Well, they go to this mountain in Akina, and they race up and down this mountain to try to
They
beat
like
each
team
other.
up to do their races and everything. Kind of like
Yeah, and
Fast and Furious.
they drift in tandem. So you've got like FD RX-7, you got R32 Skyline, you got GTRs,
Mm,
Sylvia's, which is the S13 240 over in Japan. It's our 240SX, but that's what they have over there. It's called a Sylvia.
Right.
You have those. You have the A86s, FCRX7s, the second generation, Supras. Yeah, it's some really cool rivals. And the writer of this series, I'm trying to find his name. I
Has
don't
he
want to
done any
butcher
other
it.
series beyond Initial D? Curious.
Yes, there is one coming out that is based on the. Okay, so now the A86, that is the Toyota Corolla from back then. Now the Toyota that is in the showroom right now at the Toyota dealership
Mm-hmm.
is a GR86. That 86 is based off of those cars that became
The
famous
famous drifting cars from the 80s.
for drifting. Yeah, so that's where the 86 comes from.
Very cool.
And GR is their racing division now
That's cool.
that they have. So it's the GR86. So that car is still alive and kicking. There is a new series that's coming out. It is based on the GR86.
Okay.
There's one in it, and
By the same
basically,
guy that did Initial D, right?
yeah, it's written by the same guy. So far, I think there's like 18 episodes, and then so the initial D started out in 1995 as a manga,
Mhm.
and then it wasn't actually an anime until '98, and then
Right.
since then there's been films. There's a live action movie. I think
That's a
you can all watch.
2013, I believe, for the manga, right?
When it ends somewhere in there, I know
Yeah.
there's 32,
It's a lot.
32, 33. Yeah, it's quite a few. And if you find them, man, they're worth some
Like
money. I mean,
collector items for sure, man.
yeah, well over $1,000 for a well kept set of them. I mean, they're not they became popular after they were out of print because then it was like after the Fast and the Furious happened, then people wanted to go back and look at these cars and like,
Right.
oh, Evos are really cool, and it's like you just figured that out. Like, did you never play Gran Turismo? I mean, come on, I was playing Gran
Did you
Turismo
see
back in
the
the early
Gran
'90s.
Turismo movie they made recently?
Yes, that was an excellent movie, by the way. Excellent movie. Uh, I was playing with these cars on Gran Turismo before the Fast and Furious ever came out, way before I had a driver's license. So I knew what these things were, and when I saw the anime come out, I gave it a watch, and I was like, this is unbelievable. And for 20 years, like you said, there's not much out there. You can't really find it, and what you do find is through the roof because people want to keep it, hang on to it, and
He's
you
gonna
can't
have the
blame them.
need for speed.
That's it. That's it. So, but yeah, I mean, as far as a car guy and a huge nerd, I mean, it doesn't get better than that. And I have one sitting in the garage, literally. So it's
You said it's getting close to being put together too, almost ready to go.
yeah. The rear end's going in. Front end's 100% done. We've got new bearings, bushings,
Nice.
everything going in the rear. New drive shaft, the one piece drive shaft converted from two piece to one piece. Um, New big brakes for the rear, full coilovers going in all the way around, stainless brake lines, adapting the Z. So the brakes, the big brakes I have are adapted out of the twin turbo 300ZX,
Mm-hmm.
which runs aluminum calipers and helps dissipate heat better.
Get that
Huge
thing lazy
rotors.
to max, man.
Yeah, I mean, if it does not go fast forward with these brakes, it will stop. I will guarantee you it will stop. It's got 4-piston front calipers and two piston rear, single piston rear, but they're massive. So I mean, the rear rotors alone are bigger than the stock front rotors. So the new ones, the new front rotors are just massive. So it's going to stop. It's going to do something. But
Do something there for sure.
yeah, so yeah, full coilovers, all new energy suspension bushings throughout the entire subframe and the rear end, new subframe bushings, brakes, bearings, yeah, you name it. It's happening. So the rear, what I'm waiting on is the head order ball joints. Those are here. I just really need to take all the rear spindles or whatever you want to call them, take all those and go get all the bushings pressed in and the bearings pressed in, and then start reassembling. I've got fully adjustable cable arms
Mm-hmm.
and tow arms all the way around the whole car. Solid tension rods in the front. Um, it's going to be a stiff ride, but it's going to handle.
That's
That'll be a
awesome.
really cool car to drive. I cannot wait to drive it. Can't wait to hear it again.
Sounds
I've
amazing.
got lightweight pulleys and everything on it. A lightweight flywheel. It revs real quick.
How much longer do you think it'll be like ready to go? Like a month or?
I could do it in that or less. I mean, it's just I've been messing with my motorcycle. I just bought the Benz and messing with that. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just been
You got a
one thing
Benz,
after the
a
other.
BMW, the race car, the motorcycle, everything, right?
Yeah, and then the Jeep. So
Oh yeah, the
it's,
Jeep.
it's
The Jeep with the good Jeep. What was that Jeep? It was the one with the armor, right?
the TJ. Yeah, the TJ. It's got armor on the rock sliders all the way around, armor on the lights, brush guard. Yeah, like I said, rock sliders. It's got Genrite suspension parts, Terraflex lift, steering box. The armor I have underneath, it's like bulletproof. I mean, it's I've pushed trees over with it, and it's
Our
fine.
friend
I've had that.
Jacob Charlot pushed it
Yeah,
several feet
yeah, he
down.
did. He sure did. Yeah, it's that thing, man. I've had it 7 years. I've put it through its paces. It's a 4 liter straight six, made it up to a 5 speed, and in four low, it'll about go straight up a cliff. I mean, it's a very capable vehicle. Really cool, man. I wish I'd have gotten a Jeep a lot sooner, but I'm glad I have one now. It's a lot of fun, and I drive it every once in a while, but mainly if camping, go off road. There's a lot of places here in Alabama, you know,
Sure. Huh?
uh, do some mud riding and whatnot. But yeah, I've got the 540 that I'm working on as well. But yeah, I mean, I love the 240 band, and I've got you've been to my place. I've got the huge Initial D poster for
Massive.
the yeah. I mean, I just man, I watch these.
You got a lot of great art in there, actually. Yeah, all kind of cool art around there.
Yeah, man. I should. I'll show that one picture I got. The Titanic one that I won't tell too much.
Great
I'll say
picture.
that one for next time to show it
Awesome.
off.
I
But
love that picture.
really, if you get the most interesting
Jules
concept,
Verne goodness.
yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, man, I watch the Initial D's. It makes me want to go out rich. I mean, it's a true passion. I mean, I love the car scene and as much as sci-fi and stuff. Just love getting into it. But yeah, so these you have the way that you watch these in order. They're Japanese, so don't you've seen the original Nintendo controllers. B comes for A, so
They're
don't
called
go off the
acts or
numbers.
stages or something like that. And then I
Yeah,
call
stages. There's stages. So you have stage one, two, three, and four. And then you have these legends, which are the like little movies that go in between. There's a full-on live acting movie that I think came out in like '08 or
there's a live
something.
action Initial D as well.
Yeah, with Takumi. It basically sums the whole thing up. Um, but see, in it is the new one is it DF Ghost? It's something Ghost
Hmm.
is the name of it. It's got the GR86, and so what it is based on a time period in Japan where electric cars have taken over.
Okay.
These are the gas powered race cars that are still around.
So they're like
Uh,
relics.
and so if you get to drive one, you're considered like a king or like royalty. So to be that good of a driver, you got to work your way up through the ranks. And so some of these cars, like the A86, the people with GTRs were like, oh, it's a stupid little Toyota car, and then it beats them, on the downhill,
Right.
or whatever on a Kia, beats them on the mountain because if a skilled driver can outdrive a powerful car
Mhm.
or outdrive a more powerful car based on the skill they use to drift the
Right.
not as powerful car. So that's basically what this I think it's DF Ghost or something. I just can't remember. But I know it's something Ghost. And like I said, I think it's 18 parts right now that they have on the DVDs, and they do have a Japanese to English version.
That's
I'm gonna try to get my hands on that. Just do be careful because there's a lot of Japanese version mangas and Japanese version DVDs out there with no subtitles, no nothing. And then
right.
so you're sitting there, not knowing what's going on. Let's just speak Japanese. But so yeah, that's based in a time period in Japan, which all the cars have turned electric. These gas powered race cars are left, and these drivers are like gods, like kings. They get to drive them. They're highly looked up to type people. And then there's a competition. The GR86, they're looking down on it like, oh, what is this thing? Whatever. And when it's actually the driver that starts out driving the other drivers with the Skylines and the GTRs. similar to the story with the AE-86 in Initial D.
Mhm. Cool. Well, in wrapping up, I wanted to thank you first off for joining back with us on the show to talk about all the video game and anime and sci-fi goodness, man.
Yeah, yeah, man. I went a little bit over and went into the history of some
Oh,
of this stuff.
good.
Uh,
We got a lot
but
of
yeah, I
stuff
mean, I'm
to
always holding stuff up and
cover.
figuring out to elaborate on it a little more.
Those
So
Blu-rays are really cool, and the DVDs. I want to check some of those out myself.
yeah, yeah, I put them in the so like the ultras. You run them in the PS5
Oh,
and
cool. That's right, because it
it,
plays 4K Ultra HD. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I run it on the 70 inch in there, and I'm completely happy with it.
very cool.
So
Well, for people joining us, my name is Owen Cotter. This has been episode 74. If you're listening to this on Sci-Fiction Radio, have Frank Reed joining us talking about video games, sci-fi, anime, and all kind of goodies. If you have not checked out our website, go to scifiction.com and go to our YouTube channel at SciFiction Official. No underscore, no dashes, all together at SciFiction Official on YouTube. And feel free to join us. We'll be coming to you live next weekend and recorded and doing all kind of good content on all the channels from Yellow City Comic Con to Amarillo, Texas next week. After that, April 26th to the 28th at Level Up, LVL Up in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Frank, I want to
there
thank you
you
for
go.
joining us again.
Yeah,
Giving us
man. Hey, do you have anything anything on for 75?
I may have somebody can't release that just yet. We're working on that, so
Woo!
a
Woo!
time frame lockdown
Yeah. Hey,
in
if
the
that works out, man.
pieces. Yeah. So if
If
you're
that works
listening,
out.
you know who you are. Get in touch. We're setting that up here soon. So
There you go.
that's right.
Thank you. I've looked forward to this for weeks, man, and can't wait to do another one.
Yes, sir. We'll bring you back soon. You have a good night, Frank.
All right, you too, man.
Peace.